Hey, this is Brad Smith with Velocita-USA. We've had many customers ask for a really intuitive video, so today we're going to show you how to measure for a driving suit, at least with Velocita. These measurements may not work for everybody, but certainly the way that we prefer to do this. One of the things that we're always going to ask you to do anytime you measure is make sure all your pockets are cleaned out. If you want to wear blue jeans, that's fine. If you've got a hoodie or a jacket on, we ask that you take that off. In fact, if you'll actually measure yourself in your no-mix underwear, that's the best. But if you got street clothes on, that's fine also. The other thing we want to make sure that you do is you remove your shoes, because many of the floor measurements that we're going to take, as racing shoes don't have much of a sole, we want to make sure that we get everything just exactly correct. Jack is going to be helping me out measure today, and we're going to start at the top of the body, work our way down, then get all of our length measurements. The first measurement for us is going to be our neck measurement. So Jack is actually going to measure my neck. If you're wearing a Hans device, we do ask that you add 1/2 of an inch to this measurement. So just measure around the largest part of the neck. The next measurement that we're going to take is actually going to be the chest measurement. You want to go around the body, across the shoulder blades, directly around the largest part of the chest. You want to lower your arms and take a deep breath and get the maximum measurement that you can actually get there. The next measurement we're just going to slide down is actually going to be a mid-chest measurement, which is going to be halfway between your belly button and your chest, or the top of your belly. Also a maximum measurement. You want to actually take a deep breath in and blow the breath all the way out. Whichever one of those measurements is the greatest is the one that you want to do. Again, not adding anything to these measurements at all. The next measurement we're going to take, and kind of confusing, is actually going to be your waist measurement. Your waist is not where you wear your blue jeans or work pants. Your waist is actually at your belly button or your navel. So just imagine if you had a belly button in the front and one in the back. We're going to measure all the way around just to make sure at that level. The Jackie will measure around us there. Unfortunately, the gentlemen in this case, many times are going to be larger if they blow their belly out. The women will usually be larger when they take a deep breath in. Again, this is going to be a maximum measurement, so make sure that you do have your maximum there. Our next measurement is actually going to be our hips. And basically what we're looking for there is we're looking for the largest part of the hip over the largest part of the buttock across the crotch. Jack is going to take the tape measure and kind of wrap it around. You can actually help hold that while they go around. And whatever that maximum measurement is there also, you want to use that measurement. Again, not adding anything for that measurement. The next measurement is actually going to be a thigh measurement. So you basically want to go roughly 2 inches below the crotch seam. We do ask that you put all of your weight on whichever leg you intend to measure with and go all the way around. And again, we don't want to add anything to that measurement either. It should be a true measurement. Next is going to be your calf measurement. We also ask that you just continue to leave all the pressure on that leg. Measure around the largest part of the muscular portion of the calf. This is one area we will ask you to add exactly 1 inch if you would like for the leg of your suit to flare out. Keep in mind, all of our suits are boot cuff, but if you'd like for it to flare out more like traditional blue jeans or work pants, we do ask that you add 1 inch right there. The next thing that we're actually going to do is going to start our length measurement portion of the video. This next measurement is actually going to go from the center of your spine around your elbow down to your wrist bone. So Jackie will actually locate the center of my spine, across my shoulder blade, down around my elbow, down the bottom of my forearm to my wrist bone. Whatever measurement you come up with there, we'd like for you to round up 1/2 of an inch. Taking the very same type of measurement, she's now going to go from underneath my arm against my body, down around the elbow again, down my forearm to the wrist bone. Again, we're going to add 1/2 of an inch to that measurement. This is just going to ensure sleeve length is correct when you're driving and sitting in the car. The next thing that we'll actually do is underarm to ankle bone. This is where we start the torso portion of the measurement. So she's going to go right underneath the base of my arm, down the right side of my body, and she's going to locate my ankle bone. It's always, when you do this, go to the bottom side of the ankle bone. Traditionally, you're going to be 3 inches from the ankle bone to the floor. So for example, if my measurement were 47 inches, I would write down on that portion of the measurement form, letter J, 4750. It's always going to be about 3 inches down. Again, if you have shoes on, it's going to be much more. We're going to get the length a little bit wrong, so make sure your shoes are off. The next measurement, which is measurement K, is going to go from our shoulder seam. If you're wearing a t-shirt, you'll be able to see your shoulder seam. You want to go halfway between the drop of your shoulder and the base of your neck. You're actually going to hold that with your left hand and go down across your chest, across your belly, to the inside ankle bone of the very same leg. Again, whatever measurement you come up with there, write it down for the ankle bone measurement at the bottom of the ankle bone, and then add 3 inches for the second portion of measurement K. The next measurement that we're going to do, also pretty confusing. We all seem to enjoy wearing our jeans quite relaxed these days. If you don't pull your jeans up and just measure from the bottom of your inseam down, unfortunately your suit will come in extremely short because the hips are pulled down. So we do ask that you pull your pants up, Steve Urkel style if you will, and you actually want to take the end of the tape measure, and there are multiple seams where they come together there in the crotch area of the jean. You want to locate that directly below that crotch area of the jean, pull it up against your body, and again you're going to go to the inside ankle bone, the bottom of that ankle bone, whatever that measurement is, write it down for measurement L, and you'll see a number right out to the right of that. That should be an additional 3 inches for the full floor length hem. The next and probably most important measurement of this entire video is the saddle measurement. The saddle measurement is the rise. Theoretically, imagine having a belly button in the front and having a belly button in the back. We're basically going to measure from one to the other through the saddle. This is actually going to be our rise measurement. On the sheet, it says front of waist to back of waist. Again, perception is waist is at our hips, and it's not. Our waist is at our navel. So imagine measuring from navel to navel. So I'll actually take the tape measure and hold it in the front. We'll actually pull it through. Jackie will bring it out the back, and we'll actually come up and get that measurement. For example, I'm 5'8", 175 pounds. That measurement is roughly 31.5 inches. So just use that as a reference up or down based on your height and your weight. But again, just make sure that you get that measurement absolutely correct. That's a very, very important measurement. The next thing that we do, we give you the option and opportunity of where you'd like to locate your belt. We ask you to locate your collarbone right in the center where it goes from hard to soft at your throat, and actually pull this down. We don't even want you to look down. We want you to really locate where you would like for it to be. I would like for mine to be right about my belt, and that's going to be right at 20 inches, which is a pretty common measurement for belt placement. The next thing we're going to do is measure our shoulder seam. All of our suits do have the 360 rotational gussets, so we're talking about the center portion of material here. If you're wearing a t-shirt that fits pretty good, traditionally it's going to be sleeve seam to sleeve seam. If not, you just want to measure out to where the shoulder drops off. Jackie's going to actually measure across my shoulders there. And whatever measurement that is, we want that to be a pretty accurate measurement there also. No need to add anything to that. The other measurement that we're going to do is actually our collarbone to crotch seam. If you'll recall, when we did the inseam measurement, measurement L, we actually identified our zipper seam, the inside leg seam, and our rear pocket seams all come together and form a layer of seams or hems where they come together. You basically want to take the tape measure, you want to locate those hems or seams. It should be center of the crotch. Move your thumb out of the way, measure across your crotch, across your belly, between your breasts, again to the soft part or bottom of the collarbone. For example, again, 5'8", 175 pounds, that measurement's about 30 inches, so you do want to check that also. The other measurement, it's actually not on the form, but we do want you to do this, and this is just really a preference thing, is your bicep or arm opening. Again, if you're wearing a t-shirt that you're pretty comfortable with, we ask that you just measure the entire droop or hang of the sleeve there in order to establish that. So we're going to actually go around the top of the shoulder and come around. This traditionally on a grown man is going to be somewhere between 21 and 24 inches. 24 obviously going to be for a much larger guy. Myself, I like a 21, 21.5 inch arm opening. It also helps with the sleeve taper all the way down. If you've got any questions, feel free to give us a call at 336-764-8502 extension 2, or you can reach me personally at 336-816-7223. We'll be happy to discuss the measurements with you. We can measure you over the phone. The sheet does follow the video letter for letter, letter A through letter P. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call, and thanks for shopping Velocita.